Hey, what is up you guys? It's your boy Straight Dog here. We're back at it again with another video. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to whatever time you're watching this. So, wait, let me center my, okay, there you go, I'm centered. So, in this video, as you guys know, I am a Filipino. So I come from the Philippines. I live in Visayas. Visayas is like the middle part of the Philippines. Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao. So the Philippines are divided into like three major yeah, so Luzon, there's Visayas, then there's Mindanao. That creates the whole Philippines. So I live in Visayas, and yeah, I wanted to check this video out. So this one we have 10 biggest lies about the Philippines. So to those who don't come from the Philippines, to those who are watching this who ain't from the Philippines, so let me educate y'all. So let's see what this video has in store for us. But if you haven't already, please do subscribe to the channel, do it for the algorithm. And without further ado, let's get right on with this one. 10 biggest lies about the Philippines. Quite a daring title, but still, let's check this one out, shall we? Let's go.
Philippines is a country that we love to talk about here on FTD Facts.
Philippines.
The Philippines is a country that we love to talk about here on FTD Facts.
Okay.
So much can be said about the beauty of the country as well as the beauty of the people. Yet, even still, there are many stereotypes, misconceptions, and straight up lies that have been put on as labels on the country and its people.
This applies to all countries, you know. There will always be like stereotypes applied to a certain country. If you're an individual coming from this country, you may be this or that. Some people may think of you as this or that if you come from that country, even if you're not. You know, it's always been there, and that's just the sad reality of things. So yeah, let's see how this one goes. Yeah.
Welcome back to FTD Facts. My name is Leroy Kenton, and for this episode, I'm going to be looking at 10 of the biggest lies, stereotypes, and misconceptions about the Philippines. Okay, so let's get into this list. At number 10, Filipino women are submissive and quiet. Like every other country, though, women...
No. Tell that to my mom, you're gonna get smacked in the face.
...come in a variety of attitudes. Some a little bit more attitude prone than others. But either way, Filipinas are just a conservative type of woman. According to sources, Filipino women, they find it uncomfortable to mingle or even interact with male foreigners and even their own men. They also have a reputation of being quiet and shy, but this is normally because they feel that they don't have the adequate skill of speaking English to the foreigners. So instead of speaking nonsense, they remain silent. The next lie is that the
okay, so first, Filipinas being submissive and what was that? Being submissive? Something about being submissive? That's just far from the truth, you know. I think this applies to people in an individual level. So what he said was true. I think this is at the point of view coming from a foreigner. So foreigners, when they come to the Philippines, they might think that most Filipinas are kind of submissive in a way. I think this stems from Filipinos being naturally like we're just respectable people and quite hospitable people and quite humble. me saying that might seem like not so humble, but still. And second thing is what he said was true. Like we don't want to speak to you in English if we aren't good in English. So we might just be able to or you might see us dumb or like uneducated if we can't speak English properly. So yeah, just to those who are watching, not all Filipinos can speak English as well as I can, or as well as I think I can. I don't know. That sounds like a very like cocky thing to say, but still, like not every Filipino sounds like me, or not every Filipino speaks English like me. You know what I'm saying? I'm just this way, I guess. I don't know, but still, like even some of my relatives or some friends of mine think of me as a or say to me that, damn, you sound really good in English, like you speak good English and all that. But I don't know, that doesn't apply to everyone. So yeah, what he says is true. Like if one person, if I can't speak English as well as I can, then you as a foreigner, I wouldn't just talk to you. Like, why would I talk to you? You just think I'm dumb, or you won't understand me if I try and speak to you, if I cannot like speak as well as I hope that I could. So I don't know. I went on a tangent there and I don't like it. Let's go.
Philippines is one land mass. This is something that I've been guilty of thinking myself.
No.
But there's actually over 7,000 islands that make up the Philippines.
7,000 islands. 7,000 islands and a couple of hundred languages to top it off. Like a couple of hundred languages. There's a lot of languages within the Philippines, you know. At the top of my mind, I can think of more than 10, but still, there's a lot of languages in the Philippines, you know.
And around 2,000 of them are inhabited. And this is known as an archipelago, which is a collection of islands, or sometimes a sea containing a small number of scattered islands.
Yep.
Now, the Philippines has a total land area of 300,000 square kilometers.
So that's the total of those few thousand islands. So okay.
Which works out to be 115,831 square miles. This makes it the world's largest island country. The
world's largest island country. Let's go, Pinoy.
Philippine archipelago is divided into 3 island groups.
Yeah, there you go.
Luzon, Visayas, as well as Mindanao.
Yeah, I come from Visayas. So yeah, just sharing to those who like, I don't know.
The lie number
Mindanao.
8 is Filipinos don't speak English. So
I already talked about this. So ta-da!
when tourists visit the country of the Philippines, they're usually surprised at the fact that Filipinos, they actually learn English as their first language. Most Filipinos also learn it alongside Tagalog growing up. Although some Filipinos will have a distinct accent while speaking English, English-speaking tourists will have little or no trouble at all communicating with them. And this actually leads us to our next lie. And this lie is that Filipinos only speak Tagalog. This lie...
Nope. No. Like, Filipino, like our national language, it's Filipino. And then, but Filipino comes from... mainly Tagalog and a couple of different languages within the Philippines, like all smack dab into one, and that's Filipino. Like basically, that's like the most basic explanation that you can get. So Tagalog is just one language wherein Filipino derives from. So Filipino is the national language. It's the official like language of the Philippines. So it's Filipino, and then it comes from Tagalog. And a couple of different languages, like words coming from different languages, bundled into one, and it's Filipino. So yeah, Tagalog is Tagalog, and then it's different. Tagalog is different from Filipino. Just I'm going on a tangent again. So yeah, let's continue.
A misconception is similar to the idea that Chinese people speak Chinese, when in fact they speak a wide variety of languages like Mandarin, Cantonese, etc. In the Philippines, though, Tagalog is one of many dialects spoken in the country. Back in the year 1937, the government adopted Tagalog, elevating its status as a national language of the Philippines, also calling it Filipino. And
there you go.
Has since become mixed with other existing Philippine dialects, as well as foreign languages like English and Spanish. Now, when it comes to native languages and dialects, there are more than 200 in the entire country. Number 6.
More than 200. So yeah, just think about that for a second. More than 200 languages and dialects in a country that has more than 7,000 islands, 2,000 of which are about 2,000 of which are inhabited. So yeah, there's a lot of learning if you want to learn a lot of languages.
6. All Filipinos share the exact same culture. So being an archipelago, like I mentioned earlier, historically there was no actual Philippines to refer to. The different groups of islands being separated by large bodies of water, they contained their own distinct culture and language and traditions. Because of this, they were very distinct from each other. So then the movement for a united Philippines didn't come until the arrival of the Spanish, which was much later on though. All right guys, so we reached halfway in this episode. We have 5 more lies to look at. And for more information about Philippines, I definitely want you to check out our video where we did 10 surprising facts about the Philippines. It is a mind-blowing episode. It's such a beautiful country, so much to learn about it. I'll link to it below in the video description section so you can check it out after this. All right, continuing with the lies. In at lie number 5, we have Filipinos are nannies and call center agents. That's all they're good for. Okay, so Filipinos may just be very good at delivering these types of services, and because of that, there's a high demand for their skills in other countries. However, not everyone shares the same dream job interest.
You know, let's just pause for a bit. Some Filipino, well, a lot of Filipinos might think of this as an insult. Like, wow, we're just nannies, we're just call centers, we're much better than that and all of that. But I take from this, what I take from this is, one, being a nanny is a really hard job. If you think about it, like with the cleaning, the kids running around and all that, you have to have a lot of patience, a lot of respect for other people, and just be a good person. Like, you know, nannies, you have to be a good person to be a nanny. So that's one thing I take, and I take pride in that. And then another one is call center agents. So call center agents, it's what I take from that is we Filipinos are able to like take or learn different languages and different cultures and all that, to be able to like cater the different languages that are in the industry, the call center agent industry. So yeah, it's just one thing I take from that. You know, it's beautiful, but at the same time, it is a lie, or it is a misconception about Filipinos. So yeah, be that as it may, I take the good from the things. So yeah.
There's actually millions and millions of Filipinos living and working overseas with completely different professions, like doctors and nurses and singers. Yeah, Filipinos sing really good. That's another stereotype, but I think there's like some facts to that. You'll find Filipino entrepreneurs, IT specialists, engineers, and the list goes on and on and on and on and on. So no, they're not just nannies, and they don't just work in call centers overseas. So lie number 4 is...
Okay, number 4. Let's go. Okay, on to number 4.
Manila is the main business district, and this is something that I thought as well, I'm not gonna lie. Contrary to what many foreigners think, most of the embassies and big firms, banks, and insurance companies, they're actually located in Makati and Taguig City.
Makati and Taguig. How you said that? Taguig. But it's Taguig. It's Makati and Taguig. Like, those are the two, especially Makati. Like Makati, I haven't been there, but Makati, like coming from like seeing the pictures, the videos from online, it's an insane city, you know. Makati City is a really rich and urban city, but still, as with developing countries, there are a lot of like squatters and all of that, you know. So it's sad, but it's true. And that's just the reality of things, and we have to talk about it and not shy away from that discussion. You know, it is what it is, but it's sad, and it needs to change. So yeah, Makati and Taguig is one of, or two of the most like business centric cities in the Philippines, and one of the richest ones also.
Makati and Taguig are located within the Greater Manila area. Now, Manila is the capital city of the Philippines, and it is one of the most populated cities, but it is not necessarily where all the main action happens. Number 3, have you heard this one before? Dog meat is regularly eaten and served. Okay.
No, it's just not true, you know. That's just not true. I'm 20 something years old. I forgot, like about to be 22 this year, and I haven't eaten in my whole life. I haven't eaten dog meat. I have not eaten dog meat. That's a fact. So yeah, that's just weird. I don't know where that comes from.
Okay. All right. So no, they don't sell dog meat in Filipino.
Like even if some people do sell those, it's illegal to sell those. So like it's in the black market kind of stuff, you know.
Supermarkets and grocery stores.
No.
Eating dogs in Philippines it's a very taboo topic, and there actually are a few small groups. Mostly of them are in the northern region of the country, in the mountain province, where indigenous people as well as their ancestors have had a history of eating dog meat.
Yeah. Like it's more of a cultural thing, and then with the other ones, like the illegal ones, the ones that like buy dog meat so as to make it like eat it during a drinking session. Like we call that pulutan. Pulutan is basically what you the food that you eat whilst drinking. So yeah, like this is pulutan, like that is pulutan. And junk food and all that, chicharon and other cuisines and all that. So yeah, I don't know why some people eat dog meat while drinking, but anyways.
But you're not gonna be finding it at restaurants or in grocery stores just like that. No, that doesn't exist. Number 2, Filipinos date foreigners for money and papers. All right, guys, so these ideas are largely perpetuated because of shows like 90 Day Fiancé, let's be honest, okay? But not all Filipinos dream of becoming an American or British citizen or whatever. Some just love to travel and meet new people along the way. Just because Filipinos date and marry foreigners also doesn't mean that they're just looking for visa applications, making that whole process easier and everything. Filipinos, they can afford to fund their own travels themselves, get their visas, and do their jobs in foreign countries, so they don't necessarily need a foreign partner to do so. Marrying a Filipino actually does not mean that the foreigner has to support the Filipino's family either. You know, there's a lot of times where people move overseas and it's like, okay, well, you got to send money back to my family. Not saying there's anything wrong with that, but it's unfair to label Filipinos with that stereotype. And yes, so it is a sad reality that because they date foreigners, it's assumed that they're just gold diggers. But if you actually think about it, just because someone dates somebody from a foreign country doesn't mean that that person is rich either. So yeah, something to think about there. And now,
Okay. This is quite a stingy topic because I know, like I personally know some who marry for money. So yeah, I kind of know a couple of people, but still, like this isn't true in a sense. In a sense, like you don't marry someone. Most people won't marry someone for just money. Like there has to be some emotional attachment into this. Money is just like I don't know, additional stuff, bonus stuff, but still there's a bit of truth in that. There's a bit of truth in that, you know. And like my Filipino brothers and sisters may like shame me for this or might cancel me for this, but I'm just saying things how it is. But it's not 100% that way all of the time, you know. It's but there's some truth to that is what I'm saying. So yeah.
moving on to our biggest lie in this episode, Philippines. It's a very dangerous country. Now, we've all seen the news reports. Many foreigners, they hear about Philippines' war on drugs, among other struggles that they have in the country. And this has led foreigners to think that the Philippines is a place of criminals and kidnappers everywhere. Now, there are, of course, several unfortunate issues in the country, but overall, away from the hotspots of criminal activity, there are many beautiful places and safe places that you'll see in the Philippines. Not just the resorts designed for tourists, but many local places as well, completely safe. All right, guys, so this concludes this episode. This was a look at 10 of the biggest lies about the Philippines. Hope this helped clear up some misconceptions. The country of the Philippines and Filipinos, they are an amazing group of people. Here at FTD Facts, we do our best to show love and appreciation to all peoples in our world. And really hope you guys enjoyed this one. Leave a like if you did. Don't forget to check out the recommended video. I'll link to it again in the video description section. And until next time, guys, stay awesome, stay educated. I'll see you in the next episode.
Alright, that was it. I like that video, you know. I like that video. But yeah, if you like this video though, please like the video, share this with your family and friends. And yeah, if you have any comments, put it down there in the comment section down below, as my dogs are being annoyingly loud in the background. But still, yeah, if you haven't already, please to subscribe to the channel. But that will be it for this one though. Thank you very much guys for watching. Till next time folks. Bye bye. I'm trying to do this intro as fast as I could, but dogs outside annoying. Bye bye.